When I arrived in LA about 9 years ago, I came across a policy statement, very well intentioned, which said college begins in kindergarten.
I teach kindergarten at Finley Elementary in Hopeville. We brought our CBK, which is our preschool-age children, to San Diego State to get them excited about reading and eventually going to college.
We have to go from what is essentially an industrial model of education, a manufacturing model, which is based on linearity and conformity and batching people. We have to recognize that human flourishing is not a mechanical process, it's an organic process. And you cannot predict the outcome of human development. All you can do is, like a farmer, is create the conditions under which they will begin to flourish.
Too often, when schools bring technology into the classroom, they just use technology as part of that same old way of thinking to deliver information to the learner. We want to see technology not as a way of delivering information, but as a tool that lets kids create and explore and experiment.
Often people are good at things they don't really care for. It's about passion and what excites our spirit and our energy. And if you're doing the thing that you love to do, that you're good at, time takes a different course entirely.
We've gotten a lot of our inspiration from the way that children learn in kindergarten. Plus, in kindergarten, children do start to develop as creative thinkers. They're constantly designing and creating things in collaboration with one another. Unfortunately, after kindergarten, things often change, and we don't give kids those same opportunities to design and create and invent.
It's a robotic competition that brings 50,000 high school students into stadiums across the country. They call it an Olympics of the mind. The purpose is to inspire kids to take challenging math and science classes, to prepare them for the high-tech jobs of the future. It's what American public schools often fail to do.
We've basically had a 19th century model of education that is not preparing enough young people to be successful in the 21st century global economy.
Our education system is predicated on the idea of academic ability. And there's a reason. The whole system was invented around the world. There were no public systems of education really before the 19th century. They all came into being to meet the needs of industrialism.
If we don't generate the next group of innovators, scientists, engineers, problem solvers in this country, our standard of living, our quality of life, our security will plummet.
But this is a crisis of not natural resources, though I believe that's true, but a crisis of human resources. I believe fundamentally, as many speakers have said during the past few days, that we make very poor use of our talents. Very many people go through their whole lives having no real sense of what their talents may be, or if they have any to speak of.
We know that kids are going to learn the most when they work on things they really care about, that they're passionate about.
Here, you just have to press the K key. Oh my God.
And of course, kids have many different interests, so we need to support many different paths so that all kids can follow their own interests and work on things they care really deeply about, and in the process, learn the most.
I think we're definitely headed in the right direction. The things that have been made available to us so far are really great for the kids.
The visual learners have an opportunity to see things quickly. We can connect to the internet. We have visuals. In a lesson, we can put videos streaming, so we can be talking about something that happens and we can quickly look at a video of it. We have interactive things. The kids are at the board working with stuff. They know how it works.
It's about customizing them to your circumstances and personalizing education to the people you're actually teaching. And doing that, I think, is the answer to the future, because it's not about scaling a new solution. It's about creating a movement in education in which people develop their own solutions, but with external support based on a personalized curriculum. Now,
I've always liked the line from John Dewey, the great educator and philosopher, who said that the purpose of education is not just learning to make a living, but learning to make a life. What I find most satisfying is when young people can use new technologies and new activities to contribute to the communities around them, to, in fact, make a life for themselves.
And every day, everywhere, our children spread their dreams beneath our feet. And we should tread softly. Thank you.